I am shocked at how opinionated people are and how mean they can be about a wig. And you walk in and they may say, well, that's just an awful color. And I'm walking in all confident, feeling good about myself. I'm having a good day. It can ruin my week.
Hey ladies, welcome back to my Fierce Aging series. So today we have a beautiful guest in our studio, Alicia. She just turned 60 and she has a really interesting story when it comes to hair loss and alopecia and how that started. And she takes us through her journey. She shares with us how it makes her feel. And this is a topic that's really important on my channel. There's so many of you in the audience that have talked about hair loss, have talked about alopecia, and what do you do and how do you find a wig and where do you go for support? So we're talking about that topic today. And we're also talking about another topic that you really have asked a lot about, and that's melasma, pigmentation, how to cover that up. And so we're working on different techniques today, how to even out the skin tone. It was really a fun makeup tutorial today with Alicia. I'm so happy that I have women in my audience that are willing to come on my channel and share their beauty, help and educate other women that might be struggling. So are you ready? Let's get this beauty started. So what I'm going to do first, before we get into anything, is to prep Alicia's face. So I want to give that hydration. I'm going to be using a little La Mer. This is going to be the hydrating milk. We're going to use a little Estee Lauder for the eye cream. And then we're going to just work it in with our cooling roller ball and then put on these bags are designer. So it's going to just soak in. So when we talk, her skin's going to be perfect by the time we go to the makeup. All right, so I'm so excited because we have two really big issues that women really deal with. Tell us a little bit about what was happening to you recently within the last 5 years and what kind of made you decide to go to the doctor and find out what it was.
You know, as women, we sometimes lose our hair. And I started to lose my hair, but I noticed in the middle a circle and it wasn't growing back. So I thought, a doctor, who do I turn to? So I decided to go to my dermatologist, and they literally did a biopsy. And I thought, well, this is strange. What's going on? And it came back that I had alopecia. The hardest part was when I have a job, right? And these people have known me for 5 years and they watch your progression and you're self-conscious. It's just the way it is. It's embarrassing. Society's pressures got to me and I thought, oh my gosh, this is my hair. So I started to cut my hair short. I had to go straight into wigs. And yeah.
What was the reaction from people that knew you before having this issue? Did you feel that you weren't accepted or your situation wasn't being accepted for what you had to do?
My kids were so accepting, helped me through the whole journey. And my husband's been phenomenal, but work was difficult. I am shocked at how opinionated people are and how mean they can be.
Is this women saying those comments to you or is it men?
Funny, I never thought about that. All women.
So it's women saying things
Yes.
with their opinion about color or the cut or what have you. And for you, it's very stressful and it's very emotional because it's something that you don't have an option for.
I think some women think they're being kind and they're being helpful. They might tell you that color doesn't look good on you. And I think some are just downright cruel.
Besides the alopecia that we've been talking about, you struggle with melasma.
Yes.
Tell me when that started.
I think I was in my 20s after I had my daughter that they started showing up. As I've gotten older, it's gotten worse.
I'm going to first start off with our rose lip balm. So we prep the skin and now we're going to just prep the lips. So once I get to the lipstick, the lip liner, everything's going to be nice and hydrated. I'm going to start off with our first product that I always do. I always do eyes first, then I will do the face, especially since I'm going to be working I'm very detailed with the complexion today. I want to do the eyes, clean up anything, and then go into the skin. So I'm not doing the skin and perfecting it and then having any kind of fallout or maybe the mascara hit her nose. That is why I always do the eyes first. It makes much more sense. You get that beautiful, clean looking, perfect skin every single time. So we're going to start off with putting the angled concealer brush into the eye primer. You don't need that much. Basically, what you want to do is neutralize out the eye. So base of the lashes all the way up to the brow bone, working your way out to the end of the eye and then in that inner corner. The inner corner is what is really the important thing to concentrate on because of those blues and grays. And this angled concealer brush does a beautiful job of getting right in there and applying this product perfectly. Today, we're going to go in with our Strong Brew. It is a completely matte, creamy matte, as in you're going to get that really nice, beautiful, soft matte application, talc-free. And I have two little brushes for you that I designed. In case you're on the go and you don't have your essential makeup brush kit, you can definitely apply your eyeshadow. So I'm going to take my flat eyeshadow brush and we're going to go right into the middle color here. And we're going to just establish this really pretty eye. So take the brush, pat it into just enough, and then we're going to go right to the middle of the lid. That's what I really like to do. And then I'll bring it down because I don't want to dip back into my compact too many times. I want to pick up enough product, go right to the middle, and then bring it down into that corner and then come out to the outer corner. So you get a nice application. You went into your compact one time. You don't have to keep going back and forth. And another great technique for you ladies is not to go back and forth like this. If you're going to do that, you're going to see all of your eyeshadow gathering here on that inner corner of that nose. And then on the outside, and that's where you get all the fallout if you're doing it back and forth like this. I want you to press into the eye. So your eyeshadow is being pressed into that eye primer. Going into the lightest color, it's the bone color. Flipping on the other side of the brush, I'm going to just press into this color and go underneath the brow bone. So we're just going to give a nice little highlight. Again, this is about enhancing your beauty. This is not about covering it up. I don't want to have a ton of eyeshadow on Alicia's face. I want it to be really beautiful. We're going to concentrate on giving a lot of color to the lip, and we want to really perfect the skin. So that's my main concentration. I'm going to go into the darkest color. It's like a really nice rich milk chocolate. And I'm going to take my tapered blending brush. It's like a little point, it's like a little pencil. And just roll it into, you got to be careful though when you're going into the darkest color because you're going to pick up a lot of pigments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to concentrate on this outer part of the eye. So we have a tiny bit of hooding here. What I want to concentrate on is, you see how I'm taking the brush and I'm making it on an angle? I'm not going straight out like this. I don't want it to follow that line. So I'm going to take the brush and I'm going to angle it so it's going like this. See that? I want to lift. I want to lift the eye. So I'm going to just press like this. So I'm almost like cutting out that tiny bit of eye on the end because I want to lift. I'm going to just place this here. This is where I want it. And then I'm going to take my eyeshadow blending brush and we'll blend it out. So it's a little bit of a different technique that I'm doing. Everybody's eyes are different. So I wanted to do a little different application. This is my blending brush, my eyeshadow blending brush. You're going to see it's nice and fluffy at the top. So it's going to blend this out. So I put the concentration of the product right here, and then I'm going to just work it. So you can see the brush is going towards the nose. So I'm not going out. I don't want to bring it down. I don't want it outside there. So I'm just working this color nicely into the two colors that I just did. So you're going to get just a little bit of color darkness there, not too much. So we just really, you work it to where you're happy, where the colors blended together. I'm taking the short smudge brush because I want to add a little bit more color with this darkness to give her a little bit more of a lift there. So if she opens her eyes, you're going to see, just look straight. Just right here, see right here, I want to give a little bit of darkness there so it gives that, it's pushing back this part of the eye, right here. I want that to recede a little bit. So again, color theory, ladies, if you want something to go back, you're going to put a darker color there. So that's what I'm doing right here. And then we're going to blend it out. I'm going to be taking my waterproof eyeliner and we are going to really build up that lash line. Now, Alicia said that she sometimes sees some sparseness with her lashes. So we're going to still use some lashes to just build up her lashes today, some little false lashes, but I'm going just to the base of her lash line because I want to concentrate on making that line look thicker. And then we're going to the last lash, ladies, remember, you just lift up with your eyeliner. We want to lift the eye. Yes, we have a little bit of skin coming down where I just did that. All right, let me just work it a tiny bit more on the outer part. Let's see what that looks like, if it's going to give us. So it's very subtle. You don't want to go too much. You don't want to get crazy because I know you do complain about having that skin on the eye coming down. And then you're like, well, I don't see the line. That's all right. We want to still, you're going to see, we still get a little lift here though, even though we have this first little layer coming over. It wouldn't look natural if I went over this. I just stopped right here, but I am still lifting the eye. You can see that right here, it's lifted right before this little kind of skin comes over. Because again, if I went straight over that, it's going to look like it doesn't look right. So I just stopped right here, but I'm still lifting the eye. Just to balance out the eye, I'm going to take the waterproof dark chocolate on the bottom and just do a little 3/4, just right here. We're going to take Volume Up Mascara. This is great. This is going to be great for you with those thinning lashes. It has this great wand with the teeth. So it's going to grab them all and really showcase your lashes. So you do have some beautiful lashes. So funny. Everyone says they don't have lashes and I get to this and I'm like, wait a second. They're gorgeous. We just need a little mascara. Nice and lifted. Look beautiful. I'm going to be using my Fiercely Smooth. This is a really nice face primer. It's a gel, so you're going to feel like a little burst of hydration on the skin. I don't use a ton of it. I just basically use it where I really feel that I need maybe texture smoothing out, or I want to really set up the skin to be ultra smooth in the areas that we're going to concentrate on. So I'm going to take my flat foundation brush. I'm going to just work it into the brush, and I'm going to apply it to the skin, because we are going to work on color correction, concealing, and then evening out the tone. While that dries, the face primer, just setting it up, I'm going to do the brows. Just give Alicia a brownie brow pencil, a little bit of shape. She has beautiful brows, but she was saying she doesn't know how to do her brows. And I said, well, you have great hair, you have great structure. So what we can do is we can give just a tiny bit more shape. So she's starting where she should. This is a little bit round. I can make this a little bit more square if I want to, which I'm going to just start where her hair is and see that there's this little spot that's missing that's giving it that roundness. We can change the shape by just going straight up. And you know how I like to give you a little bit of shading underneath here. Usually I like to marry the first part here with the brow because usually we jump up and then we have the hair. Just give a little shading underneath. So you're going to give like a shadow to your brows. So it's going to make you look like you have a little bit more brow there. And then just whisking the pencil through the brow, just like this. And then when we get to the arch, just adding in a little bit more color. So we're coloring the skin and giving her just a little bit more shape. So I'm going to use color correctors to help with the pigmentation, the melasma. So I have Just Peachy and I have Extreme Cancel. Just Peachy is going to be a peach color tone, and the Extreme Cancel is more of a deeper, brighter orange. So the reason why I'm using color correctors is that we have to lift the color. We have to even it out prior to putting on the concealer and then your foundation, your BB cream, or your serum foundation, whatever medium you're decided to take. So you're going to see some darker areas, some lighter areas that she has, but this is really our concentration of the pigmentation. So what I want to do is I want to lift these colors here. And on the other side also, we have some darker pigmentation, some lighter pigmentation, but I really want to even this all out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the extreme cancel, which is the darker. So if you have a deeper skin tone, you can handle the extreme cancel because you're going to have darker spots. So you can see that I'm just targeting the darkest parts of the pigmentation. I'm not pressing too hard. This is very concentrated, ladies. You don't want to get crazy because you will start shearing it out. And then the areas in between that are lighter, I'm going to use the Just Peachy. So you're going to see, I'm going to just start doing this kind of almost like a mosaic. So we're going to lift this color and then we are going to go in with the Just Peachy on the lighter areas. And then you're going to start seeing it come together. Now I'm going to take the Just Peachy, the lighter color, and I'm going to swipe it in between. And you're going to start seeing how I'm going to blend this together. I'm taking a clean concealer brush, so I have no product on here now. I'm going to start working in the color correctors to even out the skin tone. So you're going to see, you have to trust the process because you're going to look at this and say, oh, there's all this orange and, this is like looks worse. It doesn't. You have to be able to first color correct the dark pigmentation. And then we're going to take the concealer now and go over the areas that we just did. I'm taking my creamy concealer and this is in medium. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give just a little, I'm going to see how much I need. I'm going to add it first just like this. And then if I need more, I'll go back. But I don't want to cover too much because we do have the BB cream that we're going to be using. So the first real stage of our correction has been done. We used the extreme cancel, we used the Just Peachy, and then we did the medium creamy concealer over. Now, the medium creamy concealer is buildable. So if you need to add more after you finish, you can do that. And then you would just wait and then you would go into your BB cream. So I'm happy with what it looks like now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my BB cream and I'm going to take the light medium and the tan. I'm going to use the tan 3 pumps, and then I'm going to add 1 light medium into this mixture. I'm going to take the foundation buffing brush, going into the product. I'd like to tell you, since it's a brand new brush, so you don't want to go in from the brush looking like this to the face because we're missing a whole section of having coverage with the product. Push it into, you can have it on your hand, push it into the brush. So the whole head now has product on it. So when you go to buff it in, it's going to be even. It's not going to be streaky because you didn't fill the whole brush head with the product. I want to go over the work we just did. I'm going to bring it down and I can go down in this kind of downward motion, but I just kind of want to, not stippling per se, but it's kind of like what I'm doing here. I want to push the product into the skin, but I do not want to move around everything. So I'm not going to be buffing it all around, because I want to keep that color corrector where I just placed it. So I've just applied the BB cream to the entire face. Now, if you see anything that is kind of coming through, any darkness, I can just take the creamy concealer in the medium and I can just see, maybe just, this was one of our harder spots here, maybe just a little bit, this one here. And then we can go back with the angled concealer brush, work that in, and then we'll set it with the Nikita Banana. I'm going to be taking my Nikita Banana. This is a brightening powder. It's talc-free, and I want to just set everything that I did. That's really important, but I'm not adding a lot of weight. not packing it on. Lightweight, but yet has buildable coverage for you. So I'm going to just use the blush slash bronzer brush. It's a little angled. I'm just going to tap into the product. I don't need that much. I want everything to stay where I just put it. I'm going to take a clean blending brush. This is eyeshadow blending brush, roll it into the Nikita Banana. That's what I'm going to take right underneath the eyes because I don't want to have too much going on underneath the eyes here, but I want this to really nicely be set. I'm going to now finish up the eyes with the 420 Ardell Naked Lashes. These are so beautiful, so natural. I'm going to measure to make sure, do we need to cut them down a little bit? You can customize your false lashes. And I'm using latex-free glue. That's something I wanted to tell you, ladies, that's available for you. We're going to put them on. We'll show you one eye first, and then we'll show you the full look. So we customized, cut them a little bit shorter. So she's going to get that nice fringe right here. So we're just adding a little layer of these lashes that give her just that extra. And I think it looks really beautiful. It doesn't look like you're wearing lashes at all. And that's why I love these 420s. They're just so natural. So we're going to do the other eye and complete the eye look. All right, ladies. So the lashes are on, thickening up that lash line, looking beautiful. They're just so pretty. Everything looks so, so beautiful. So now we are going to move on to the lips. And of course, we picked out, you probably could have guessed what color we picked, but we did coral for our lip liner. We're doing Beach House. So it's going to be a beautiful kind of like a burnt coral. And then we're going to be doing Defiance as our lip gloss. So what I'm doing here is I'm just pulling down the color a little bit because I want it to look more blended. I don't want to look like I have a harsh lip line, especially when I'm doing unapologetic or coral. I want it to blend into the lip. So when you do put on the lipstick, it doesn't look like you have a harsh lip liner. So I'm going to be taking our concealer lip brush. It actually comes in our essential makeup brush kit. This is a kit I've been working out of the entire tutorial. And you can just pull out on one side. One side's for your concealer or for your lip. It's a little bit larger. I used it actually for concealer when I was testing out colors this morning on Alicia, but you just pull it out and you have your lip brush right here. So you can go in if you're working with a different or a darker color. This is really nice because it's going to give you that precise application. So I'm going to be putting on the Defiance. This has those little kind of like micro metallic gold flecks in it. It's so beautiful. You can see that it just really complements Beach House. And I just put it on, you don't have to put on the whole lip, but I like to just give that extra little freshness to the lip. We're going into Beach House. It's a creamy palette with a highlighter, a blush, and a bronzer. So I'm going to use the flat foundation brush. I'm going to go into the product. You can use your fingers. This would be a nice time to be able to use your fingers. So right here, I'm going to press into the skin. I want to just give a little color right here on Alicia's face, bring it back. And what's really nice is that this sinks into the skin. It's not going to sit on top. So it's going to look like, you know, it's from underneath everything that we did. Very beautiful. It's a really nice kind of universal blush. I forgot to add on the brow mascara. We have this in Cocoa. What I'm going to do is just give that little extra lift to the brows right here, going through the hair. Now we're going to spritz with the rose water just to kind of refresh the whole face. And then we're going to show Alicia what she looks like.
Oh, wow. I do love the brows.
What do you think about your skin?
I love it because you've hit a lot of what I can't do. But I like it. It glows. Thank you.
Doesn't it look pretty with with just the hair color, the warmth, everything?
And I think I can wear it with any hair color.
Any hair color. Because it really complements your skin tone.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited that I had Alicia come and share her story. Not an easy story to share when it comes to something that really happens to a lot of women, but I think that we're so shameful that we don't want to speak about it. So thank you for coming in. Thank you for sharing your beauty and your vulnerability and how you feel to help other women on my channel deal with all of their issues that they're also dealing with.
Thank you for allowing us.
Oh, of course. It's such a pleasure to have you into the studio. So ladies, until my next video, we'll see you later. Thanks for watching another exciting episode of Fierce Aging series, where we celebrate age and women around the world inspire. Visit us at NikolBeauty.com, and don't forget to follow us on all of our social media platforms. And we'd love to read your comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more empowering content.